If you want to succeed in a long-term relationship, you have to set well-defined systems in your relationship to help it grow.
Today, we're going to talk about one thing we started implementing in our relationship that has really helped us grow together. Because one thing we've learned is you're either growing together or you're growing apart. Doing this one thing weekly will really help you and your partner and has helped us so much grow in parallel.
Hi, my name is Ralph.
And I'm Nat.
If you're like most people, you understand that relationships can be tough and no one's perfect. Sometimes we don't know what we should be doing because there's not really like a manual for relationships. One thing that we've realized and what we do in our relationship is having weekly check-ins. By having weekly scheduled check-ins in your relationship, you'll make sure that you're both on the same page and you're both heading in the same direction.
We do a thing called Relationship Development Day. Every single Friday, we go to a nice dinner and we ask 4 sets of questions to help us make sure we're on the same path, we're communicating, and we're growing together in parallel and not apart. It says like communication in a relationship is key, right? They never go into how do you communicate or when do you communicate. Right. And that's a really big thing. Let's say your partner does something and you get mad at them on that moment. There's already a lot of emotions involved. So during your relationship development day, it's really a good time to share your appreciation, share what you like, but also share anything top of mind, issues or any frustration that you're having. Because if you don't let them and you don't communicate that, you're just holding that like little grudge. You're just carrying that, and your partner can't read your mind, so they don't know why you're mad or they don't know what's bothering you. So it's a perfect time to talk to them about that. You guys are in good spirit, you're at dinner, and I feel like people have misconceptions about relationships. They get into a relationship, they just go with the flow of life. Your relationship is like another business or like another job.
You have to keep working on your relationship every day. It's not like you just get in it and bam, it's
and
perfect.
then you're like happily ever after. No, you have to keep up the spark, you have to do new things.
Everyone has conflicts, everyone has disagreements, there's always fighting. Jay Shetty talks about, right? He even says, hey, it's not that your relationship's not gonna have fights, it's just learning how to deal with those fights.
And this is like Ralph's favorite quote.
What is my favorite
Your
quote?
favorite quote is that we have to learn how to fight. We'll touch on this in the end, but at the end of this video, we're gonna tell you how to fight with your partner.
We didn't just come up with this out of the blue. Where we got inspired from is actually there's a guy named Tim Ferriss who wrote the book, The 4-Hour Workweek. And he actually does a thing called the Life Dinner, which is a monthly check-in with his wife. And there's also Albert Preciado, who's a successful entrepreneur who we have close relationships with. And he does a thing called the Relationship Improvement Dinner. So that's where we learned this idea, and we really liked it. The way we do it might be a little different than the way they do it. So let's get into it. It's actually really close to the way we do it in the tech world when it comes to like agile planning. So the way we do it is we ask each other 4 questions. So
typically what this looks like is every Friday we'll go to dinner, just him and I. The first question that we ask is we want to start on a good note. So we say, what went well this week? And I'll say, oh, what went well for me and us is we went to go see your parents, we did this. We name all our wins either individually or together.
Nice, because at the end of the week, you're like, oh damn, we did all of that? I forgot we did that. It's essentially stacking your wins at the end of the week, and it's really cool. And I feel like it helps pick us up sometimes when we're feeling a little bit down. You always want to start on a good note. The next thing we talk about is what didn't go so well. It doesn't even have to be in our relationship, just getting it off your chest, right?
Yeah, this happened, or I messed up here.
Or even in business, right? I had a difficult client. Just kind of talking about it.
So that's a time where we reflect on what didn't go so well. So any little argument or tension we had that week, we bring it up in that moment. And another thing that I didn't mention is if something really bothers me, instead of saying it in that moment, I save it to Friday to bring it up.
Yeah, and it helps because in that moment, if something bothers you, you're using a lot of your emotions. The next thing we talk about is what we appreciate about each other. I feel like this is one of my favorite questions.
Like, I swear, one time I remember we went to the Peruvian restaurant. For the whole dinner, which was like an hour, it was all about what we appreciate about each other. It was like a long into the car. I was like, you know what else I appreciate about you? That was like a big appreciation.
Yeah, and this is cool because it's like even little moments, right? Oh, I appreciate how you took Ace for a walk while I was busy during my meeting or something like that. Even with our Airbnb, oh, I appreciate how you tried to find a cleaner for that day that we needed it, or whatever it is. Like any little thing, we try to bring it up. But that's a moment just to appreciate every single thing. You might might think your partner doesn't notice the little things, but in that time, once we bring it up, you're like, oh damn, they did notice that.
Yeah.
The last thing we talk about is what we want to do more of or things we want to try. So anything to bring up, like, oh, I want to try this, or you know what, I really enjoyed when we went to the beach, we should do more of it. Anything you want to try or anything that you noticed you liked and you want to do more of, you bring it up during that time.
Use like the spice up your relationship. So if you're just like going to the same places, maybe you can be like, hey, like we should try something new, or we should go to Disneyland, or we should do like a little mini weekend vacation. That's time to talk about that.
And it's a time to like brainstorm, think of ideas, to spice it up a bit.
Last thing we want to leave you guys with, something that Ralph always likes to say, is you're always gonna have arguments, fights. Nobody's perfect, but the key is learning how to fight.
If you guys have a disagreement on something, learn how to communicate, how to express yourself in the right manner, the right tone. Tone is really important.
And no like triggers. Like sometimes Ralph will be like, I just need 5 minutes, and I was like, okay, and then he's like, okay, I feel better after 5 minutes.
So just learning how you can communicate with your partner, because everyone communicates differently, right? You have different personality types. You have introverts, extroverts.
We're actually different. Like I'm extroverted, you're like a
more on the introverted side.
So we definitely like, I like to confront things like then and there in the moment. He's like, I need 5 minutes. And then one thing we also learned, not necessarily for relationship, but just life, we're like, will this really matter in a year?
Yeah, when you're in a fight, you're like, okay, is this really gonna matter? Like 5 years from now, 10 years from now. The other thing we always ask, we always say, choose love. Would you rather be or would you rather be in love? So just choose love.
And like even sometimes when we're like tensiony, we're like upset, we'll be like, choose love, and then we'll be like, love. And then we like just shake it off, right? So do you want to be right and make your point, or do you want to be in love? That's something we always say to each other, and it always works.
Yeah, it does work.
Because it's honestly, unless you're gonna break up or divorce over it, it's not worth it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it and learned something. If you did, make sure you give it a like, comment, and let us know what else you'd like to see. Do you like the relationship side? Do you like the business side? Let us know any other videos you'd like to see. Turn on your post notification bell on. And thank you so much for watching. Bye.